Hello everyone, welcome to TMC channel. My name is Prashant. Hope everyone is doing good. In this video, we are going to look at some summits or conferences and their location, the countries taking part in the summit, and some information related to the summit. The first one is India Central Asia Summit. It was virtually hosted by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The countries taking part in this India Central Asia Summit are India along with Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Republic of Uzbekistan. This is the first type of summit in which Central Asian countries are taking part and India is hosting the summit. So it is very important to remember this summit. The second one is Asian Digital Ministers Summit. It was also held virtually. The countries taking part are Asian countries which are Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia, Myanmar, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. The trick to remember these countries are MB, which means Mahesh Babu, who is an Indian actor. VP means very important in CM, Chief Minister list. So, Mahesh Babu, very important person in the CM list, is a trick to remember the countries in ASEAN. The next one is Brics Sherpas meeting of 2022. It was also held virtually. The countries taking part in this Brics are Brazil, Russia, Indonesia, China, and South Africa. If you clearly observe the countries, their starting letter is in the acronym of Brics. B for Brazil, R for Russia, I for India, C for China, S for South Africa. The starting letters comprising Brics. The next one is World Economic Forum's Davos Agenda 2022. It was also held virtually. The countries taking part are member of World Economic Forum. It is not very much important to remember all the countries in the World Economic Forum. Just search about World Economic Forum, like in which year it was established, and does every member of UN is member of World Economic Forum or not. That much is important for the exam. The theme of the World Economic Forum's Davos agenda is the state of the world. The next one is National Tiger Conservation Authority. It was held under the chairmanship of Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Mr. Bhupendra Yadav. The total number of tiger reserves in India as of 2022 are 53. These tiger reserves are gradually updated by the ministry whenever they feel necessary to conserve a particular area under National Tiger Conservation Authority. The next one is 16th India Digital Summit. It is also held virtually. It was organized by the Internet and Mobile Association of India. The theme of the summit was supercharging startups. The startups are very much booming in today's generation. So write a short note on startups, like what are the schemes which are encouraging startups in India, and also how startup growth has been demarcated in a phase manner, like initial phase and the mature phase. So write a short note on this, because this is also very much important for the exams. And in the previous exam like CDS, there was a question asked which startups are named as unicorn. So in this consideration, the summit related to startups is also very much important. The next one is 30th National Commission for Women Foundation Day Program. It was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi through video conference. The theme of the program was She, the Change Maker. The theme was She, the Change Maker. So nowadays women are given very much importance and they are given equal representation in every sector. And so this is also very much important to remember. The theme is very much important. The theme is She, the Change Maker. And the summit was National Commission for Women's Foundation Day Program. The next one is Devayatanam, an Odysseus of Indian Temple Architecture. It was held at Hampi in Karnataka. It was organized by Archaeological Survey of India under Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Write a short note when the Archaeological Survey of India was founded and who was the founder of Archaeological Survey of India, because these historical institutions are very much important for the exam, because nowadays we are giving very much importance to the history of our India and the monuments which of historical importance. It was also there in the Article 49 to preserve the national monuments which are of national importance. So the Devayatanam is also very much important. The next one is Energy and Resources Summit. It was held by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The theme for this year was Towards a Resilient Planet. The theme was towards a resilient planet. The next one was National Energy Resources Institute. It is in the acronym of theory, the Energy Renewable Institutes. So the next one is Dragathon 2022. It was organized by Narcotics Control Bureau. The narcotics is related to the drug cases, and the theme in conducting Dragathon is to find solutions to counter drug trafficking through darknet. The next one is G20 Summit. It was taking place in the India in this 18th edition. So find out the locations where it happened in the 17th edition and found out where it is going to be happen in the 19th edition. These type of questions are frequently asked in the exams, like where was the 17th edition of G20 summit was held, and where will be the 19th summit of G20 will be held. The countries in the G20 are also very much important. There are three organizations groupings like G7, G8 and G20. The G7 was earlier G8, and by removing Russia from the G8 it became G7. So write a short note on what are the type of organizations and the countries present in G20 and G8. The next one is One Ocean Summit. It was organized by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The countries taking part are Germany, United Kingdom, South Korea, Japan and Canada. The next one is Summit on Reimagining Museums in India. See, earlier we saw conservation of national monuments, and now also we are seeing that reimagining museums in India. It is the reason I said Archaeological Survey of India is very much important for the upcoming exams. And the Summit on Reimagining Museums in India is organized by Union Ministry of Culture, G. Kishan Reddy. The theme was Architecture and Functional Needs, Management, Collections, Curation and Conservation Practices, and Education and Audience Engagement. The next one is FinTech Open. It is also a virtual meeting held by Niti Aayog in collaboration with PhonePe, AWS and EY. So write a short note on the establishment of Niti Aayog. Like initially we had Planning Commission. In the 2014 it was abolished and Niti Aayog was formed. So what is the difference between Niti Aayog and Planning Commission? Write a short note on this because it is also very much important for the exam. The next one is DST CIA Technology Summit. It is also a virtual summit. The Singapore is a partner country for this year's technological summit. See, in DST CIA Technology, Singapore is also taking part along with India. The next summit is Industry Connect 2022. The theme is Industry and Academia Synergy. Synergy means collaboration. So Industry Connect 2022's theme is Industry and Academia Synergy. It was inaugurated by Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, who is the Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare and also for Chemicals and Fertilizers. It stresses on the importance of innovation and technology for the progress of country, and it is for the greater industry academic partnerships. It is also encouraging the startup technology. It stresses the importance of innovation, where innovation is encouraged through startups. So this is also very much important. The next one is Oceans 2022 Conference and Exposition. It was organized by Indian Institute of Technology, that is IIT Madras, and National Institute of Ocean Technology, Chennai. These are jointly conducting the Oceans 2022 Conference and Exposition. It is a biannual event. That means it takes twice in a year for global marine researchers, technologists and engineers, students and policy makers. These all take part in the Oceans 2022 Conference and Exposition. The next one is Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic. It is also termed as BIMSTEC. It is also a virtual meeting by the government of held by the government of Sri Lanka. See, it is not taking in the India, it is taking place in the Sri Lanka. It is termed as BIMSTEC. The next one is 73rd Annual National Conference of Indian Psychiatric Society. It is, in short, it is called as ANCIPS, Annual National Conference of Indian Psychiatric Society. It is taking place in the Visakhapatnam. The theme for this year is Bring Minds Connecting Generations. In this summit, experts from various parts of India and also a few experts from abroad are participating in this 3-day conference. So the thing need to be remembered about this ANCIPS is it is a 3-day summit and the theme was bringing minds connecting generations. The theme is very much important, bringing minds connecting generations. And abroad experts are also taking part in this summit. The next one is Gulf Countries Investment Summit. It is taking place in the Srinagar and addressed by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. The next one is Wings India 2022. It is organized by Ministry of Civil Aviation and along with FICCI. The theme was India at the rate of 75, New Horizon for Aviation Industry. From the name wing itself, we can say that it is related to aviation or related to flight. So the theme also New Horizon for Aviation Industry. It means encouraging the aviation industry in India. The next one is 36th International Geological Congress. It is a collaboration between Ministry of Mines and Earth Sciences, the Indian National Science Academy, and the Science Academics of Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. The next one is National Youth Parliament Festival. It is organized jointly by Lok Sabha Secretariat and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. See, we have parliamentary committees and parliamentary forums. In it, there is also a committee like Ministry of a committee for youth sports and youth affairs and sports. So the National Youth Parliament Festival is also very much important to remember. The next one is India Global Forums. It was held in Bengaluru, Karnataka. The next one is Naval Commanders Conference of 2022. It was taking place in New Delhi. The conference serves as a platform for naval commanders to discuss important maritime matters of military strategic level as well as interact with senior government functionaries through the institutionalized forums. So all the time the description is not very much important. The important things are summit and the location only. I am saying the description so that you can remember it for a longer time, because when we are organizing a story behind a summit, we can memorize the concepts for a long duration. So the next one is India Boat and Marine Show. It was taking place in Kochi or Kerala. In Kerala, the IBMS, which is Indian Boat and Marine Show 2022, showcased lending international brands as well as indigenous boat manufacturers from across the country. It means in this marine show, various international boat manufacturers along with Indian boat manufacturers are taking part. The next one is Homeopathy, People's Choice for Wellness. It is a summit organized by Union Minister of Ayush, Sarbananda Sonowal. It was inaugurated in Delhi. The next is 20th meeting of National Tiger Conservation Authority. It is taking place in Arunachal Pradesh. It was led by Union Minister for Environment, Forestry and Climate Change, Mr. Bhupender Yadav. The next one is India-France Joint Staff. It will focus on the new initiatives within the framework of existing bilateral defense cooperation mechanism. We are already having many bilateral tie-ups with India and France. So this is also a type of summit which strengthens the relation between India and France. The next one is Smart Cities, Smart Urbanization Conference. It was organized by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The next one is Global Ayush Investment and Innovation Summit. It was inaugurated by our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi. The next one is 21st World Congress of Accountants. The event will be held at Geo World Convention Center in Mumbai. So we need to remember that the World Congress of Accountants is taking place in Mumbai, and the theme for this the summit is Building Trust and Enabling Sustainability. Building Trust and Enabling Sustainability is the theme of World Congress of Accountants. The next one is Lockout Shields 2022. It is organized by Tallinn, Estonia NATO Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence. So the thing to remember is Lockwood Shields is organized by NATO along with Tallinn and Estonia. The next one is Incredible India International Cruise Conference. It is taking place in Mumbai. See, this kind of summits are also very much important because they are the new summits which are not like the conventional summits like Asian Summit, Brics Summit or G20 or G7. These are the emerging summits which are taking place in India. So this is also very much important. And the next one is Semicon India Conference. It is taking place in Bangalore. The objective of making India a leader in electronics manufacturing, semiconductor design, production and innovation. Check from which country India is very much dependent on semiconductors, because semiconductors are playing a leading role in technological development and we are importing this kind of semiconductors largely from a particular country. Write in the comment section from which country we are importing large number of semiconductors, because in the exam the questionnaire may ask that from which country we are importing much of the technological inputs. So in this consideration, in the comment section write from which country we are importing large number of semiconductor materials. The next one is Enterprise India National Core Conclave 2022. It is taking place in the Coimbatore. The Union Minister for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Narayan Rane and Minister of State for MSME Sri Bhanu Pratap Singh Verma along with other state ministers and senior officials inaugurating it. The next one is Join International Trade Organizations GITO Connect 2022. GITO means Join International Trade Organizations. It is also inaugurated by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The next one is Utkarsh Samaro. It is taking place in the Bharuch, Gujarat, and it is also addressed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi using video conference. The next one is 15th session of Conference of Parties of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. So write a short note on what is meant by desertification and what are the factors that catalyze the process of desertification, because these types of questions are already asked in the examinations, like what is meant by desertification, what is meant by urban flooding, and what is also meant by global warming, and what are the factors responsible for global warming, like from which production where the maximum methane is released. These kind of summits and conferences which are related to the environment are very much important. The 15th session of Conference of Parties of United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification is taking place in the Abidjan, a city in Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is present in Africa. The theme of COP15 is Life Legacy from Scarcity to Prosperity. The next one is National Startup Advisory Council. It is National Startup Advisory Council. The short form it is NSAC, taking place in New Delhi. The Minister of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Piyush Goyal, along inaugurating this National Startup Advisory Council. The theme is to promote and develop the startup ecosystem. See, there are many conferences taking place on the startup. So, as I said, startups are very much important. So, write a short note on the startup. The next one is 7th Annual Meeting of Board of Governors of National Development Bank. It is inaugurated through video conference in New Delhi. It was chaired by Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, who is the current Finance Minister of India. The meeting was also attended by governors and alternate governors of Brazil, China, Russia, South Africa, and the newly joined members of Bangladesh and United Arab Emirates. See, the countries like Brazil, China, Russia and South Africa along with India are also part of Brics. So the new development bank is related to Brics. So write the headquarters where Brics is located, and as I said earlier, which country is going to host the next Brics Summit and which country has hosted the previous Brics Summit. The next one is Northeast Research Conclave 2022. It is taking place at IIT Guwahati, which is in Assam. It was launched by Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, who is the Union Minister for Education and Skill Development. The next one is Quad Leader Summit. It is taking place in the Tokyo. In the video of defense exercise, we saw the Quad countries exercise like Malabar exercise, and in that video we also analyzed what are the countries present in Quad. The countries are India along with Japan, US and Australia. The next one is 7th Brics Cultural Ministers Meeting. It is held through virtual mode to establish a cultural partnership featuring inclusiveness and mutual learning among the BRICS countries. So, by this we can see that we are stressing more on the BRICS for the development to counter the developed countries policies which are affecting the national interest of developing countries. The developed countries like USA, France, these always impose certain sanctions on the developing countries like China and India. So we are strengthening the BRICS cooperation to counter the developed countries sanctions. The next one is 3rd Global Organic Expo. The theme of this Organic Expo was Profitability for Humanity. It offers a great opportunity for showcasing the work in the field of organics to the world. So it means it is encouraging the organic farming. The next one is National Education Ministers Conference. It is held in Gujarat. It will concentrate on the implementation of National Education Policy. National Education Policy is very much important for the exam. Write a short note on National Education Policy like what is the new model of education going to be implemented in National Education Policy, and it is suggested by whom, and it is replacing which National Education Policy. Because the questionnaire may ask that National Education Policy of 2020 is replacing which National Education Policy. Like there are different National Education Policies like 1986 and 1982. So National Education Policy is replacing a certain National Education Policy of in the previous year. So write down the National Education Policy is replacing which in the comment section. The next one is Lifestyle for the Environment Movement. The launch was initiated by Life Global Call for Papers, inviting ideas and suggestions from academics, universities and research institutions, etc. to influence and persuade individuals, communities and organizations across the world to adopt an environment conscious lifestyle. So, as I have said earlier, the summits related to environment are very much important. So, lifestyle for the environment is also very much important. As the location is not given, so the theme is very much important in this summit. It is Life Global Call for Papers. The next one is National Conference on Millets. It was inaugurated by Union Minister for State for Manufacturing of Food Processing Industries, Prahlad Singh Patel. It was inaugurated in New Delhi. The theme is the future superfood for India. It is well known that there is a huge hunger crisis in the India. In this consideration, the National Conference of Millets is also very much important because the theme is the future superfood for India, which may combat the malnutrition and stunt growth of child, and it will also enhance our ranking in Global Happiness Index and Global Hunger Index. The next one is Vivatech 2020. It is Europe's biggest startup conference. See, now again there is a conference on startup. The Vivatech 2020 is Europe's biggest startup conference. It is not taking place in India, it is in Europe. The Vivatech 2020 recognized India as the country of the year in development of startups. See, as I said, there is a large growth or boom in the startup industries. So Vivatech has recognized India as the country of year in the zone of startup. The next one is meetings of G20 in the year 2023. The G20 2023 meetings are going to be held in Jammu Kashmir. So as I have said earlier, write a short note on what are the countries present in the G20 and the previous summit which was held in which country, and the upcoming summit which is going to be held in which country is also very much important for the exam, because as G20 2023 summits are very much in the news, so examiner will generally not ask the question like in which country G20 summit is going to take place in the year 2023. He asked like, in which country the G20 Summit of 2022 was held, or in which country is going to be held in 2024. The next one is National Conference on Cyber Safety and National Security. It was launched by Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, who is the Union Minister for Education and Skill Development. The next one is The next one is 8th Global Conference of Young Parliamentarians. It was took place in Egypt. It was jointly organized by House of Representatives and the Inter-Parliamentary Union. The next one is Industrial Decarbonization Summit. See, once again, this is related to environment, so it is also very much important. Just remember, this summit is going to be held in New Delhi, and it is emphasizing the theme of carbon neutrality by 2070, which was given by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the COP26 meeting, which was held in Glasgow. The next one is India-European Union Security and Defence Consultations. It is the first kind of meeting held organized between India and European Union, taking place in the Brussels, which is the capital of Belgium. The next one is International Conference on Chemistry and Applications of Soft Materials. It is taking place in the CSIR, National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram, which is in Kerala. The next one is 13th Petersburg Climate Dialogue. It is held in Berlin, which is in Germany. It is a 2-day informal ministerial meetings and chaired by Germany and Egypt. The next one is I2U2 Summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had participated in the first virtual I2U2 Summit. The I2U2 is a 4-nation grouping. It means there are 4 nations in the I2U2 Summit, that are I stands for India and Israel, U stands for US and UAE. So the 4 countries are India, Israel, US and UAE taking part in the I2U2 Summit. The next one is 6th National Conclave on Mines and Minerals. It is taking place in New Delhi. This brings us to the end of the video, that is the last 2 summits. The next one is Hariyali Mahotsav, taking place in the New Delhi. This is organized by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. As we have seen, he is Bhupendra Yadav, in collaboration with the state governments, police institutions and schools of Delhi for undertaking plantation drives on the occasion. The next one is First India Animal Health Summit. It is organized by Union Minister of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Parshottam Rupala. The theme is greater use of Ayurveda for ensuring better animal health. So these are the summits and conferences took place in the 7-month span from January to July 2022. The summits and conferences are very much important for the exams. He may directly give the name of the summit, and he may ask the location, or he may also ask the theme of the summit. So in this consideration, this is also very much, these summits and conferences are very much important. To remember these summits or conference, first solve the previous year questions of SSC and CDS or AFCAT and other exams where these summits and conferences asked. So you will get the idea like which type of summits are important for the exam and what is the type of information we should remember for the exam, because each and every detail of a summit is not important for the exam. Like if we see the 16th Digital Summit, it's a virtual meeting organized by Internet and Mobile Association of India. The theme of summit was supercharging startups. From this summit, the examiner may ask that the 16th India Digital Summit is centered around, or what is the theme of the 16th India Digital Summit? The theme is to supercharging startups. he may not ask who organized this 16th digital summit. So in this way you have to remember the only important points related to the summit, not the every important point. To understand what is the important data related to the summit, you should check the previous year's questions. So thank you. Stay tuned for TMC Hub channel. We also release some questionnaire on this topic, so you can